Hey guys, it's Tat, and I wanted to give my very brief thoughts on the new chapter release on the PTB. It's been about a week, and I think it's about time that I do share my thoughts. First of all, the new map. This is by far the best part about the update. For once in like the last 2 years, Behavior has finally released a map that is actually really well balanced. I have zero issues with like the gameplay of the map. The visuals are kind of rough, like all the orange and red tint going on, and that makes scratch marks pretty hard to see. And the palettes are the models are hard to see. Like you can't tell what's a palette and what's just like a wall, which is really unfortunate. But I'm sure they'll fix that. As far as the gameplay is concerned, the map is fucking great. It is an amazing map. Behavior has actually made a good map. It feels like it's a completely different map design team. I swear to God, like the map design on this map is good. It just the Shattered Square, I think that's what it's called. Good map design. There's no loops that are like completely uncounterable from the killer perspective. Like everything takes skill as a survivor to loop. It's not like, a 50-50 where it's like if you make one bad decision, you die, but I'd say it's mind gameable palettes for the most part, which is always good to see because those are the fun palettes. There's a few window vaults on the map. I think there's only three, and that's like excluding jungle gyms and stuff. But I think the map is really well designed, and I have really no complaints from the gameplay perspective. I hope they keep the map the way it is because it's really good. And more maps in Dead by Daylight need to be balanced this way, where they're actually fun and fair. Now, the perks, the perks, survivor perks and the killer perks. I think that they're all kind of just okay. There's nothing in the roster that was like super insane to me. There's that one perk. I think it's Fogwise is what it's called, like with the great skill check and see the auras. That's going to be pretty nice. I don't know if it's going to be like better than alert, because alert is effectively the same thing. I hear a lot of people like freaking out. They're like, "Oh my god, you're gonna have info on the it's the same thing as alert. If you think Fogwise is OP, you must think alert is OP. It's basically the same thing. And the killer perks, uh, I think the hex wasn't quite working on the PTB. Maybe it was bugged. I don't know. I felt like I was never hearing the screams and seeing auras. So maybe something's not working right there, but that seemed kind of pointless. Um, and that I forget the name of it, man. Hubris, is that what it's called? The one where when you get stunned, the survivor is exposed. That's extremely meh. Exposed sounds scary, but honestly, unless the killer has enduring and spirit fury, like it's not gonna be even remotely oppressive. It's cool, it's scary, but it's gonna happen. It's gonna give you like a down maybe once per game, I think, quite honestly. Especially with how most maps are designed, where they have just like 20 safe pallets with no counterplay. So, yeah. Killer, he's cool. The boys are pretty cool, as I've been calling them. The boys, cool power, but it seems like the best way to play them is just like a pseudo artist playstyle where you just place your guard down immediately at a pallet and the survivors is kind of fucked. That's boring. I don't really like artists because of that gameplay. Like there's very little counterplay. In fact, there's literally zero because you just have to leave the loop. I've always said it, but if the counterplay is literally abandoning the loop, like you're admitting that there's nothing the survivor can do, so there's no counterplay. Um, so I hope that that's not the way that he's actually played. I hope that they make patrolling and the whole like kind of AI aspect of him more appealing. The idea is very cool. It's extremely unique. We don't have a single killer in the game that works like that. Like that's very very cool. But it just seems like the way you play him is like every other anti-loop killer, and that's very very boring. So yeah, and the new survivor, I think his name is Viterio question mark. I'm just going off memory. I'm not like reading anything, so just bear with me here. He's pretty cool. He's hot. That's about it. That's all I really want to say. Survivor looks cool. I know that some people are upset that the Survivor looks the way he does. Man, touch grass. I don't know what else to say. Yeah, chapter's cool. Update's cool. Um, they did change flashlights slightly, but you can't really test it because on the PTB it's bugged to where you could just blind the killer at any point during the animation and stun them, which is not intended. I don't know why people are freaking out about that. Like, oh my god, look what it's clearly a bug. So, yeah. Anyways, those are my thoughts on the update. I give it an 8 out of 10. Good job, behavior. Very pog.